Well, let's go ahead and get started today. This is Chapter 7, Unit 2. Chapter 7. And what do we go through? 7A through what? Vanna? You still have a piece of paper? You got a handout?
It'll be 7A, B, C, and E.
A, B, C.
E.
I want to look and see what is in D. What is the title for D? If somebody's got a book, look at 7D and see what the title is.
Assessing risk. Let's see. Hold on.
Assessing risk.
Yeah. Go over that. Okay. Can we, as people, tell the future? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'd
No.
say no.
We
Yeah.
cannot. Think about it. If you ever meet somebody that tells you that they can say that they can tell the future, what's the first thing you're going to ask them?
How?
Huh?
How she proves that?
First thing I'm going to ask them is, what's the lottery numbers for the Georgia Powerball lottery? And if you get them right, then I'll believe you. You ever watch these commercials that come on? Well, they used to. Back in the, I don't know, the late 90s, maybe, the TV was just filled with getadate.com and get a date, 1-800-GET-A-DATE, 1-800 Read Your Fortune, and 1-800 this and 1-800 that. Does anybody remember those?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was a woman on there one time named Chloe. Was it Chloe?
Miss Chloe.
Miss Chloe. And Miss Chloe would get on there and say, I can tell your fortune. I can tell you if you're going to get a job. I can tell you if you're going to do this. I can tell you if you're going to do that. They strung her up on charges of fraud because you can't tell the future. Well, then why we have probability? Well, let me give you an example. And if you've had me in 120 before, you've heard this example. This happened to me Sunday. I had to go to the big town of Walterboro, pick up a board. And we went down to Walterboro. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. It's B-O-A-R. And, because I know there's somebody in the room. All right. It's your parents' fault. So we get on this road because I don't know how my trailer is going to do on the interstate. And I do not like to drive my truck a constant 70 to 80 miles an hour because my truck is not designed to go 70, 80 miles an hour. My truck is designed to pull and not pull that fast. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like doing that because I have worked on engines and I know
Diesel.
what engines have to do. And I don't push mine like some idiots do. But anyway, I didn't go the interstate. Interstate, you go down through Columbia and then you go down this way and dang old. Where did I say it was?
Walterboro.
Walterboro is right down here. Okay, right kind of between Charleston and Savannah. The guy that I bought the board from, he sells to all the restaurants in Savannah and all the restaurants in Charleston. What's that silver-haired lady that does all the cooking?
Paula Dean.
She visits his farm a good bit. So he was very proud of that. He had a picture with Paula Dean and all this stuff. But anyway, we went this way. Through Augusta, or wherever Augusta is, whatever. We went this way. We got on this 2-lane road, kind of like Wild Hog Road. Y'all know where Wild Hog Road is, right? And Wild Hog Road, or in this road we were on, is like 500 million thousand miles long when you're on it. because you always get behind a little what? Blue-haired old lady. And how fast is she going? She's going 35 miles an hour. Little blue-haired lady. Okay? And she's going exactly, she's got the cruise set on 35 miles an hour. And this usually happens when need to go to 8 o'clock class and you're only getting on Wild Hog Road about 15 till 8, and it takes 16 minutes to get to Pendleton. I've already timed it, I know. Yes, sir. It's, take 24 out here, turn right, go across the double bridges. Yeah, go by the Bilo, go across the double bridges, and this is the next right at the red light.
It's 187.
Okay.
It's Wild Hog Road. 187 is down here. That's not 187. That's Wild Hog Road.
Wait,
I know
where's the
Wild
double
Hog,
bridges
that's
at?
where I grew up.
I know, but we've always fussed about that. There's two 187s. One of them's up there,
Okay.
and then there's another one right there at the Bilo. And they say it joins. I don't know how they say it
Where
joins.
does it join? I
Huh?
don't know.
It's
It
right
don't.
past Bilo. It doesn't join. It's
It
like-
doesn't join.
I know where the other 187 goes towards Hartwell,
Yeah,
but where does it join?
it doesn't.
I know, so why they have two?
Their thinking is since the lake is right here, it probably joined
Joins
at
in the
one
water.
time. It joined at one time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it did down there at Big Bass Valley. I think that's where it joined, or it kind of joined somewhere. All right, but anyway, here you are, and you're right behind her trying to aggravate the crap out of her, and you're supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. And up here, kind of opens up a little bit like this, and you see this lane here and this lane here, and then these are people going this way, and this is a right-hand turn, and you get about right here, and you are chomping at the bit. You want to get out from behind this woman. And you start to turn your blinker on, and right before you start to turn your blinker on, you say to yourself, I bet you a dang dollar she's going to turn left. And just as soon as you say that to yourself, what does she do? She turns left. You just foretold the future. Did you foretell the future, or did you just know how your look goes? Which one was it? I'll give you another example. Y'all remind me, do y'all remember me telling y'all about if y'all was to come up to my desk and ask me a question, and I started texting while you were talking to me, what that was? Rude. I just wanted to make sure I gave y'all that discussion. All right. That's a warning if you, next time it's not going to be so nice. Here is my pasture. And in my pasture, this is about 20 acres. Although my pasture just disappeared.
Oh, there it is.
All right, here's my pasture, and it's about 20 acres. And at this pasture, I got a gate right here. And I got a gate right here. And I got a gate right here. And this gate goes to my holding pen that has the head gate, and it's where I work my cows, and we've got a little corral here and different pens, and I work them and do all my stuff down there, vaccinating them and stuff like that. Over here I got a pasture. Here I got a pasture that goes this way, and I've got pasture over here, pasture here, and pasture here, and like that. Okay, so my whole purpose of this little area is not 20 acres, it's about 3 acres. All right. My whole purpose for this area is to get all my cows in here, and I can run them where? Into this little area. So I open this gate up. The cows are over here, about 50 head over here. And I open this gate. But when I open that gate, I forget that this gate over here is half open. Okay, y'all with me? My cow's over here, and I open this gate. I got them all up, and I run them in this gate. Where are they going to go?
Cow.
They're going to go to the gate that I don't want them to go. Not because it's the shortest distance. That's just the way it's going to roll. They're going to go straight for that gate. Happens every single time. And they can sense it. They can sense when there's a gate open. I don't know how, but they can. Now, did I tell the future? Or did I just use a little bit of remembering what happens in the past, my luck, and just that's the way things roll. I'm using a little bit of common sense, a little bit of memory. I'm taking what I've learned in the past and applying it to a same situation, right? All right, that's what probability is. Probability is assigning a number value to a prediction based on several variables such as past mathematics and experience. Now, this is not a mathematical definition. This is a Hubertism. All right? That's what you're doing when you're assigning a weighted value to a prediction. If it's not very strong, it's going to be around 0.1 or 0.2. If it's very strong, it's going to be around 0.9. That scale goes from 0 to 1.
You said 0 to what?
I said 0 to 1, but I can't write it. 0 to 1. Now, let me go into this a little bit because you got two types of teachers that teaches stats. Uptight and not uptight. And some teachers will have a cow if you say 96% chance. You're supposed to say 0.96. Just tell them. Some people use percentages. Sometimes the uptight ones, they frown upon you using percentages. So I'm just telling you that because some of you may go into Math Science 301 at Clemson and you walk in and you got a very uptight statistician. They call themselves statisticians. And they eat, drink, and live this stuff, okay? They just sit around and play on their computers with the programs that do this, okay? That's what they do. And they will sit and talk about this stuff all day long if you give them a chance, all right? So you're sitting in 301 and you say, well, I got 50% chance. And they go into cardiac infarction or whatever it's called. They doing the funky chicken on the floor because you said percent. Just remember that if you got an uptight teacher, you just say 0.54 probability or 0.9 probability or 0.3 probability. You don't say 30%. You don't say 45%. Usually that's with chance, not with probability. So some people say it's the same thing, but don't go there either. All right, so 0 is very unlikely. And what do you think 1 is?
Likely.
Likely. And 0.5 is somewhat likely. Or whatever you want to put there. Maybe. All right. Now, how do you find the probability? Well, there's two types of probability. There is Mayberry probability. And then there is the physical probability. You think these are in your book? No. Look in your book and somebody tell me what page you're on. I told you it's the theoretical and the classic, or they've got two different in the subjective. I don't know what this book calls it. This book probably calls it the chicken wing.
Hey there, right there.
Yeah, the theoretical and the relative frequency. All right. The Mayberry probability is the perfect probability. Why do people watch Andy Griffith? Why do people have trading cards in their office with Andy Griffith? Why do people have trivia games? Why is there 3 or 4 trivia games written about Andy Griffith? 3 or 4 trivia books. Why is there a town that you can go to that looks like Mayberry? Why is there so much emphasis put on Mayberry?
Wholesome.
Huh?
Because it's wholesome.
You getting there?
It's perfect. The perfect size.
Perfect. How'd you know that?
Wow.
You must have had a good teacher in the past that told you that.
It must have-
It's a modern day what? What's the word that we use for paradise? Utopia. Think about it. Is there a drug problem there? No. There's only one reference to drugs in that whole show, and that's Barney calling it marijuana. Okay? There's no crime rate, only bootlegging.
Well, they talk about alcohol.
That's it. I mean, I'm not talking about illegal drugs.
The only person in jail on a daily basis is
Otis, that's because he just got a snoot full. But why? It's a perfect place. There's no fighting. There's no cussing. There's no drugs. There's no. Everybody's happy. That's why everybody likes it. Huh? Yeah, he doesn't even carry a gun. Except for 2 episodes. This is perfect probability based on assumptions. What assumptions? Well, the probability of flipping a coin, the probability of getting tails with a coin is what?
50.
0.5.
Oh.
Can't believe you said. What is the probability of rolling a die of 4 on a die? 1/6. What's assumed? Well, first of all, it's kind of assumed because how many sides of a quarter are there? 2. And if you flip it, it's not going to land on its side. It's going to land on one of the sides. It's not going to land on the edge and just stand up. If it does, that's the equinox and the egg and the stand the egg up and stand the broom up. You know, have you done that before? That's weird. That is weird. When you see a broom standing up by itself. Isn't it the equinox that you do that?
Well, there's an equinox, you can stand a broom up and instead of leaning against something, you'll just stand there.
You can stand any broom up if it's slanted. Most brooms are
You
slanted.
can't do that with the egg. And then the equinox, you can stand the egg up on its edge, on its top edge, and it'll
So just sit there.
and then after the equinox, it'll fall down. All right. I have no idea how we got to that, but anyway.
It's all good.
What's the probability of a king being picked out of a deck of cards?
1 in 52. Oh, excuse me, 4 in 52, yeah.
4 out of 52. Now, in order to know that, you got to know that there's 52 cards, and you got to know that there's 4 face cards. If you don't know that, then you suck. You need to learn deck of cards. A bunch of questions in here about the deck of cards. So if you're one of these people, I've never even played a deck of cards. Okay, don't tell people that, all right? Because they will take advantage of you. All right? You need to learn it. There's a little, write this down, soldier's prayer. That's the best way to learn it. Okay? Some of y'all are like, what's that have to do with it? Just look it up.
We've got to look that up.
Huh?
We've got to look that up.
Okay.
I don't remember how that went.
Well, what is physical probability? The physical probability is what actually is done, what actually is attempted. Let's say that I give you a quarter, and I tell you to flip that quarter 100 times and write down the results. That's your physical probability. Now, you might get an average, or you might, I don't know how you do it, but the whole point is, if you flip it 100 times, and you get 49 times, or not 49, 30 times that it falls on tails, and 70 times it falls on heads, then you've got a 0.3. The probability of you falling on tails is what? 0.3. Well, that does not match what? That. Why? Well, because it's not going to match. What is the only predictable thing that we know of? It waits for no man.
Death.
No.
Time.
Time. Okay? Time is the only predictable thing that we cannot what? Predict. We know that time, we know that 60 seconds from now is going to be exactly 60 seconds from now, and we know that 60 seconds after that is going to be exactly 60. It doesn't slow down. It doesn't speed up. Unfortunately, it doesn't slow down.
Like the day, I guess the days of the week and all that would be, never mind.
That's time. Days of the week is
Well,
time.
yeah.
Time is measured in days, seconds, hours, years.
Good.
Now, what does that have to, what are we talking about? What does that have to do with this? Well, this is one of the things, probability varies. In a minute, let's go ahead and do an experiment. Or as I texted last night, a sex experiment.
What?
I went to the doctor yesterday to get a checkup, and I told her about a problem I was having, and she said, well, here, let me give you one of these, a pack of these pills.
Just stop.
What?
Just stop the story there. It's funny enough where it's at.
I was going to tell you why I wrote this experiment. And I was telling somebody that the doctor wanted me to go home and try an experiment, take these for a week and see if it worked. And I was typing, and I somehow typed sex experiment, and I got a big kick out of it. We're going to try an experiment.
The doctor, she gave me some pills. Sex.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think. Oh well, I suck. All right, let's see if I can find the handy dandy virtual. Where's the handy
Where's
dandy
this guy?
virtual?
Got some pills and a bootleg copy if you get the grade.
That's all.
All right. So somebody give me a number between 1 and 6.
5.
5. All right. Probability of rolling a 5. Well, what is the Mayberry probability of rolling a 5?
1 and 6.
1 over 6. And somebody give me that number. What is that? 0.6
.4.
will go into 10 one time. 0.11. 0.111? I don't know. What is it?
You said 1 divided by 6? That what you wanted to know?
0.16.
0.167.
0.1, 0.2.
Fuzzy.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's roll this guy 10 times. Let's see what happens. Where's my output? Just hit it.
There it is, right there.
All right.
That's 5 times.
So Mr. Patel is out in Vegas, and Mr. Patel is living in a ditch right now because he just lost all his money because he did not roll a what? So his probability of rolling a 5 is 0% probability, or 0 probability. Okay? Then Mr. Patel finds a $10 bill while he's living in a ditch, just like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. But instead of going and buying a candy bar, he goes back to the casino and he says what? To the same game. He says,
I'm gonna bet on one.
I'm going to bet on what?
1.
Or 3. So he bets on 1. So now we go to a probability of 1.
Well, that's when 5 comes up.
It will.
This,
Because that's what you didn't bet on. That's where
It'll be
that's
all
what you
fives.
will get, exactly.
Oh man, you should have bet on 3.
6.
This game is rigged.
so back to the ditch, Mr. Patel goes. Then he becomes somebody's, he finds a job doing something, and I was going to try to be funny there, but I'm not. And he gets $10 more. And he comes back. First of all, let's figure the probability of it. What happened to the 1? Any probability? 0. So he comes back and he says, I got your number now.
6.
Let's see, I believe we're going to go with 6 because this thing showed up 6 there and it showed up 6 here. So I think this thing will show up for 6 now.
Yeah.
There we go. Now he's got to get a good probability. That's 0.16.
Hell, you should have bet on 3.
2.
Oh, yes.
There it is. He got it. So he won his money back. So that's 0.2. If he gets too much, he'll lose his money.
Oh, we're making money now.
No, you done won. You done lost it again.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Now, a while ago, somebody said something. I think Mr. Patel said, "Now it's going to hit 1." When he said the probability hit 5, or one of the two. He said it's going to hit 5 when we were doing the probability of 1. Like the die knows what we're doing. What does the word inert mean? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, that's not an SAT word, is it?
No, they didn't teach us that.
Look it up. They didn't coach y'all to that?
Spell it.
Inert. INERT.
Yeah.
What does that word mean?
Does it mean like it's not alive or it doesn't know?
Invert, yeah.
Inanimate object.
Huh?
Inanimate.
Inanimate. Meaning that die doesn't know whether you picked a 5 or whether you picked a what? A 1 or whether you picked a 2. But why did it go from rolling all 3s to rolling all 6s to rolling all whatevers? It rolled 6s again. Why? It's the way we perceive it. It's the way we see. What we want it to do It's gonna be, if it does anything but what we want it to do, we think it's what? It's against us. And it's got feelings. It's just rolling the way it rolls, as the old saying goes. So what is very unpredictable? That die. Now, why do you think people go to Vegas? Why do you think people win money in Vegas?
Luck.
By chance.
Because the probabilities are so low. Let me give you an example. What time is it?
You got-
10.
I got 8 minutes already. Have I taken the roll yet? All right, I'll do that after this. What is the probability? We said the probability of finding, and it's the number of times something happens. This is probability over the number of attempts.